Hey everyone, Zia here and welcome back to the channel. I have some absolutely insane and important updates for you today, okay? Let's jump right into it. Zo News fam, you are not going to believe what we uncovered. The US is calling India an awesome ally on one hand, but then slamming them with massive tariffs on the other. What in the world is going on here? Okay, Zo News fam, US Energy Secretary Chris Wright just dropped a bombshell. He says India is an awesome ally, a fast-growing economy, but then adds they are caught up in the middle of another issue. Look at this graphic here, it perfectly captures the contradiction. But here's the wild part. The US has slapped India with an additional 25% tariff, specifically for their Russian oil purchases, bringing the total to a shocking 50%. India's response? They are sticking to national interests. See this on screen? The numbers do not lie. But it gets crazier. Former President Trump himself accused India and China of being primary funders of the Russian war, and Secretary Wright doubled down, claiming India is giving money to a guy who's murdering thousands of people. And we have the receipts, Zo News fam. India saved over $17 billion by buying discounted Russian oil, and check out these figures on screen. Russian crude now makes up nearly 40% of India's total oil purchases. Analysts say stopping this isn't just capitulation, it's economically unfeasible for India. So, Zo News fam, is this about allies or is it about economics? What would you do in this situation? In other news, a surprising development has just come to our attention. Ladakh, 4 dead, streets burning. How did it come to this? Who's pulling the strings? Okay, bombshell statement. The government blames provocative speeches for the Ladakh violence, arson, and BJP office attacks. And the proof is right here. Look at this official statement. But here's the shocking twist. The Ministry of Home Affairs specifically named activist Sonam Wangchuk. They claim he instigated the mob that attacked offices. Look at the timeline they're presenting. And it gets crazier. The government alleges Wangchuk broke his fast, leaving without trying to calm things down. They claim politically motivated individual sabotage dialogue using Arab Spring references. See what's being discussed. 4 lives lost, dozens injured, and a city in turmoil. The government blames provocative speeches. Activists demand answers. So, what's the real story unfolding in Ladakh? Drop your theories below. Alright, moving on to our next story. Okay, Zo News fam, you are not going to believe the seismic shift happening on the global stage. We are talking about a complete turnaround, a diplomatic high-wire act, and a very unexpected alliance taking shape. Has the world order just been quietly rewritten? President Zelenskyy just dropped a bombshell, telling Fox News he believes India is mostly with us, even as they keep buying Russian oil. Look at the data on your screen right now. He is counting on a wild card. The question is, can that wild card deliver? And here is the wild part. Donald Trump, who once pushed for territorial concessions, now says Ukraine can fight and win all of its territory back. You heard that right. This shocking U-turn came right after a meeting with Zelenskyy at the UN General Assembly. See the headline on your screen? This is huge. Washington has been relentlessly pressuring New Delhi to cut off Russian oil. But now, with Trump's new stance, Zelenskyy hopes he can sway India. But the official narrative just doesn't add up. As this text overlay shows, the stakes are incredibly high for global energy markets. So, Zo News fam, will Trump actually convince India to change its energy strategy, or is this just another political maneuver? What is your take on this unprecedented diplomatic play? Okay, from the world of politics to the world of entertainment. Okay, you are not going to believe what we uncovered. The Indian markets just crashed for the 4th straight day, leaving investors reeling. But what's truly behind this sudden, dramatic plunge? We're diving deep into the data to find out what's really happening. Look at these numbers right here. The NSE Nifty 50 share index dropped below 25,100, finishing at 25,056.9, and the BSE Sensex, it plummeted over 380 points to 81,715.63. The screen clearly shows the headline, Market Crashing, Nifty and SENSEX Plunge, telling us exactly the story. But here's the wild part. What's behind this freefall? Experts are pointing to massive foreign fund outflows and a shocking hike in U.S. H-1B visa fees. When you see the text overlay on screen, H-1B visa fees, the unseen market shock, you realize this isn't just a local issue, it's global. And the proof is right here. Foreign institutional investors sold equities worth a staggering 3,551.19 crore rupees. Look at the data on screen. FII outflow, Rs 3,551.19 crore gone. That's a massive amount of capital fleeing the market, and it clearly shows the impact of these international jitters. Even with GST reforms, analysts like Vinod Nair say profit booking and global cues are making investors cautious. European and US markets closed lower, adding to the pressure. So, what's the real story here? Is this just a temporary dip, or are we witnessing a bigger shift in the global market dynamics? Drop your theories in the comments below. And just when you thought the day couldn't get any stranger, crew, buckle up. The US just dropped a bombshell on work visas. A staggering $100,000 annual fee, and now they are targeting student work permits. What is going on? Okay, crew, here is the first clue. Senator Chuck Grassley just fired off a letter to DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. And look at this on screen. He wants to completely end work authorizations for student visa holders. But here's the shocking twist. Why? Grassley claims these students compete against Americans and risk tech and corporate espionage. The Trump administration's plan? Hike H-1B fees to $100,000 annually, aiming to eliminate lower-skilled training positions. And the proof is right here. But while the U.S. cracks down, let's look across the Atlantic. Germany's ambassador Philip Ackermann says Indians are among the top earners in Germany, and look at the overlay. Germany, reliable, modern, predictable. He calls their policy like a German car, no zigzags. And the implications are just mind-blowing. So crew, on one side, a $100,000 fee hike and a call to end student work permits, citing competition and espionage. On the other, a nation welcoming skilled workers with predictable policies. What happens next for international talent? Is this the new normal? And now for something on a lighter note. A staggering 66,500 crore deal for Tejas jets. India's biggest ever fighter contract, setting records. But are these new jets a game changer, or is this deal a desperate move to cover a deeper problem? Okay, you are not going to believe what we uncovered. Look at this headline on your screen. India inks record 66,500 crore Tejas deal. But here's the twist you won't believe. Just as this massive deal drops, the Air Force is hitting an all-time low in fighter squadrons. And the proof is right here. While India is trying to sign this new contract, the first 83 jets ordered back in 2021 still haven't arrived. Look at that chilling comparison on screen. Our adversaries like Pakistan and China are rapidly gaining ground with advanced fifth-generation jets. The Air Force has been ringing alarm bells, stressing operational readiness cannot be sacrificed for self-reliance. They desperately need 40 fighters every year to stay combat ready. But the Defense Ministry must spend its budget, creating an intense internal push and pull, a bureaucratic battle behind the scenes. HAL promises the first delivery soon, but the Air Force is holding firm, demanding successful firing trials of advanced missiles. So, is this a brilliant move to finally catch up, or are we just papering over a deeper, more critical crisis in our air defense capabilities? Now, for a look at what's happening in the world of finance. Prepare yourselves for an insane discovery. Imagine this, a global stage, a powerful speech, and then everything goes completely dark. Escalators freeze, teleprompters glitch, and audio vanishes. Was it a technical hiccup or something far more sinister? Okay, get this. President Trump and Melania are on the UN escalator, rising to the main floor, and suddenly it grinds to a halt. And look at this on-screen text. UN escalator SDOPS. But here's the wild part. Trump wasn't calling it an accident. Next, his teleprompter goes blank for 15 minutes, forcing him to go completely off script. And the proof is right here, see the overlay. Teleprompter fail, 15 min. Then, Melania herself in the front row couldn't hear a single word of his speech. Total audio blackout. And this is where it gets crazy, Zoe. Trump wasn't just annoyed. He called it triple sabotage, demanding security footage of the emergency stop button. And the evidence is undeniable. The Secret Service is now involved, as this screen text clearly states. Secret Service investigates triple sabotage. This isn't just a technical hiccup. But wait, the UN has a counter-narrative, claiming a safety mechanism was triggered, perhaps by a videographer. So, Zoe, was it a massive coincidence of malfunctions or a carefully orchestrated sabotage, as Trump alleges? What's your take on this? Okay, up next. You guys are not going to believe this. Okay, Zoe News fam, get ready for an insane ride. How does a company you've probably never heard of explode onto the scene with a mind-blowing 1086% valuation jump? We're talking Dalal Street chaos. This is Arihant, Chennai's hidden gem, and the proof is right here. Look at this frame from Anna Salai, where Equitas Bank is building its headquarters. They secured this prime 40,000 square foot plot, and look at the numbers on screen. An incredible rupee 300 crore deal. But here's the wild part. Arihant wasn't always this golden. Back in 2008, they faced a massive challenge with the Northtown project. And look at this on-screen detail. A huge 70-acre township, and their partner, United, vanished into controversy, leaving them to shoulder an 800 crore investment alone. But hold on, because it gets crazier. Because who steps in? None other than Carrot Lane founder Mithun Sacheti and investor Madhusudan Kella. After a 4,621 crore exit, Sacheti saw Chennai's real estate vacuum and chose Arihant. Just check out the names on the screen. Their entry gave the stock an undeniable shot in the arm. And the implications are just mind-blowing. Arihant now has a massive rupee 6,000 crore project pipeline, eyeing five-fold growth. But with such rapid expansion, questions about operational bandwidth arise. Can this Chennai titan truly become India's next real estate giant, or is this growth too fast, too soon? Alright, that's all for today. Don't forget to hit that button. It really helps the channel out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next Zoe News.